Well, you know what? The group's excited. It's been a long, hard-fought season, playing the 76 games, and they battled right to the end to get that second seed. And it makes for a good series. We got Ontario coming in here starting Thursday, Friday, and we played them 4 times in the regular season. I think we were 1-1 against them. So every game was close. So I think it's going to be a real tight series.
Third year, out of the last 4 you've been here, your program's made your team has made the playoffs. 7 out of the last 9 years. You guys are a playoff staple. What can you say about the consistency, what these guys are all about?
Well, the big thing for us is, we're focused on this year. When you look at the playoffs, the last 3 out of 4 years we've made the playoffs, but we haven't gotten through the first round. So that's a goal of ours right now, is try and get that first win here on Thursday night, and then our goal is to try and win that first series against Ontario. But if you look at the development model for the Dallas Stars, anytime you can get in the playoffs with the young prospects like Rupi Hintz, Gary Onoff, Dickinson Ellie, it's only going to escalate their development, and it's a great time for them to take that step forward and getting them ready for the NHL.
How important is it to get those first 2 games started on the at home here?
Well, you know what? Finishing second place here on Saturday night was huge. If we didn't, in a 5-game series, we would have had to sit in Ontario for 5 days. But now we can come home if we need that 5th game here on home ice. But we have to focus on no matter what the seedings were, we were opening up here on Thursday, Friday. So for us, we have to focus on Thursday night and only Thursday night. Focus on that first shift, focus on that first period, and get ready to play. Ontario is a big, heavy team. They're going to come in here, and I can tell you exactly how they're going to play. They're going to be physical. They're going to try and finish every hit. They're going to try and frustrate you. That's playoff hockey. We have to have unbelievable composure. We have to be disciplined, and we have to play the way that we play our best. We need to play with speed. We need to play physical. And if they're going to take penalties, we have to strike on the power play.
What's the mindset of this team right now heading into the playoffs?
Very good. The mindset's awesome. Anytime you're playing hockey past the regular season, it's the best time in the season to be playing. The sun's shining. The guys are excited. They have a chance to win a championship. And, every game's going to be tough. There's no easy opponents. We're going to have to battle non-calls. We're going to have to battle the other team. And that's what the whole battle of the playoffs is. If you can face the adversity and have success, there's no better feeling.
You have a goaltender who went to the Calder Cup Finals last year. How much confidence does that give you in that kind of veteran back end you've got?
Well, both goaltenders right now, we're pretty confident saying we have a 1A and a 1B. We'll name our goaltender tomorrow. Right now, we could start either goaltender, but moving forward, we'll make the announcement tomorrow. But that's a great thing to have in the playoffs. McKenna's had a great second half of the season. Bozy did a great job late in the season when Mike was up at Dallas. And then you look at the experience side of it. McKenna's had a great run last year with Syracuse and went right to the final. So I think right now the goaltending is a strong point of both teams. Peterson's very good for Ontario. So, we're going to have to get to the net. They're going to get to our net. That's the way they play. So we have to be ready for both sides.
Special teams can be a big factor in terms of the playoffs. How do you tighten up penalty kill and make sure that isn't a big factor in terms?
Well, the best thing is stay out of the box. Keep your penalty kill off the ice. If you look at the stats, our penalty kill is about the same as them. We're both about 81%. I think we ended up 79.5. Their power play ended up, I think, 19.5%. We were 18%. So special teams are pretty well awash. But in the playoffs, they have to be sharp. They're going to be the difference in the series. For me, it's going to be goaltending, it's going to be special teams, and it's going to be discipline.
What's the one thing that has to be done in playoff hockey to be successful?
Well, the biggest thing in playoff hockey is you have to play as a team. Once you get frustrated and you start to deviate from the plan, you're not going to have any success. So we have to be able to battle through the adversity, battle through the other team. They're going to try everything. They're going to try and slow the play down. They're going to scrum after whistles. They're going to stick guys. And we have to play through that. We have to have a thick skin and just focus on whistle to whistle. That's the way Ontario plays. Mike Stuthers is a very good coach. I've coached against him in the Western League. That's the way his team played in the Western League. And we know what we're going to get. We're not going to be surprised. So that's one of the messages to our group is don't be surprised at the scrums and the extra shots and the physicality, because it's not if. We just know when it's coming.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Brian Flynn. Seems like he's a guy that we don't talk about enough, and wanted to ask you, what did you like about what he gave your team this season?
Well, Flynn is just, he's a seasoned vet. He has a calming presence in our dressing room and on the ice. He just, he really doesn't have a panic point. And I think he's going to be very important in the series because he can play through the hard adversity in the game, and he doesn't panic with the puck. So he's going to be very important. I know he's played in the NHL the last 5 or 6 years in Montreal. He's been through the playoffs, so his experience is going to help our young group, and it's going to help our leadership group in a room.
Coach, go ahead.
On top of that, you got a few players that have literally won the cup with this team. You know, what do they bring, especially championship winning experience?
Well, championship winning experience is going to be key for the group. They've had meetings, they've had some internal discussions. And the big thing for them is just to kind of relay the message, what it takes off the ice, what it takes on the ice, what you have to bring every day. We're not focused on playing a championship game right now. The word championship isn't even in our vocabulary right now. Our vocabulary right now is game one. We need to focus on game one and trying to get a win and trying to get up in the series 1-0, because if you don't get that, you don't talk about the other things, plain and simple.
Coach, you mentioned it, not getting out of the first round. How much do you tell the guys about it? How much does that weigh on you? Do you do anything different to turn the tide to break that ice?
Well, we're not going to talk about getting out of the first round. We're going to talk about the first game. I think it's fair. Let's not get the cart ahead of the horse here, right? Let's focus on game one, and then I'd love to have you guys back here after game two to talk again, and even after going ready to go on the road. And if there's a game 5, we'd love to have you here for game 5. But right now, our focus is on game 1, and that's where the guys are going to be ready to play the drop of the puck. And if you get ahead of yourself, then we're not even going to worry about game 5 because we probably won't be there. So let's focus on game 1. That's the message to the team. Let's have a great crowd. Let's have a great excitement in the building. And it's a great experience for our fans. It's a great experience for the media. And it's a great experience for our young players.
And then just a comment or two on Travis. He's a fan favorite. He's a favorite of ours. To see him get this another opportunity, what excites you about him and where he's at right now?
Well, that's a great question. Travis is the heartbeat of our hockey club. He's our leading scorer this year. I think he had 50-plus assists. He powers our power play. He's our 5-on-3 penalty killer. He's a guy that's been here from day one. He knows what it takes to be in the playoffs. He's gone to the finals a couple times. He's won a championship. So, if you watch him in the game, he lives and he lives every shift on his heart and his sleeve, and he just, he wants to win again. He understands his career's coming down to an end here. Got a couple years left. So when you get in the playoffs, you don't get there very often. You got to make the most of it, and he understands that. So he's going to be a big part of this playoffs, and he drives our team, and we're looking forward to see what he can do this year.